Microsoft on a bit of a roll lately with some of the stuff they're giving out for free, which, I think that's always cool. Microsoft likes to give out free stuff, whether it be games, whether it be, types of backgrounds and things like that. I think that's pretty awesome. And you know what? I think that is something that like gamers everywhere can just say, hey, you know what? That's awesome. Nice to see that happen. And, at the same point in time, I really think that Microsoft is kind of onto something here, and it's nice to see, just in general, just as an Xbox fan, that stuff like this happens, and it brings back a lot of nostalgia too. Like, let's just be real here. Like, the nostalgia is something that realistically everybody kind of gets into, and that's something that I think most of us can kind of agree is a driving force in like the things that we buy, the things that we get, and just in general. The things that Microsoft really kind of want us playing or whatever. So yeah, nice to see that happen. And again, I do like it when we see this kind of stuff, and when Microsoft kind of go out of their way to do cool things that maybe Sony wouldn't do, or they can't do, or that they would charge you for. So I think for me anyway, those are the types of things that I kind of look at and I say, hey, you know what, that's pretty cool of Microsoft to do that. And you guys might agree, and who knows. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It certainly helps out the channel. It means a lot to me personally if you guys can do that. I do daily gaming content, so you never have to worry about, hey, is this guy going to do, daily content, this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. I think that's sort of the thing that, we all have to look at and say, hey, that's cool. So with that being said, let's get into this. Listen, this is exciting. There's a new download that's bringing back some heck of nostalgia for fans. Xbox Series X and S download for free brings back the nostalgia of the original Xbox that we all have if you were around back then. It's been 24 years and multiple generations since the console released way, 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 way back in 2001. When Xbox fans think of the original console, of course a plethora of great and nostalgic games come to mind. In fact, some of the best Xbox exclusives in the history of the brand came from the very first system. Yet Xbox has done little to revive interest or tap into the nostalgia goldmine of its catalog. And that's something that Sony has done, a ton of, right? This is something that realistically, we see kind of happen a lot with Sony, and Sony's like, hey, we got these things going on or whatever, we've done all these things. I mean, look, Xbox has been around for like 25 years almost, and it's like so strange to me because people realistically only look at like Nintendo as Sony as being around for a long time, and it's honestly a shame because Xbox has been around a ton. And when you see that they've been able to kind of accomplish, and obviously they haven't been around as long as the other companies, but that doesn't make them any less relevant or anything like that. So just looking at this is nice to see, and for fans, I think this is really, really cool. In general, it's bringing back a game synonymous with the original Xbox. One of the most anticipated releases of 2025 is the upcoming Ninja Gaiden 4 from Platinum Games and Xbox Game Studios. Microsoft actually went to them. They're publishing it. They helped fund it. And those looking forward to it can now adorn the Xbox Series X and S dashboard with a new special and free dynamic background featuring Ninja Gaiden 4 and its new protagonist. Of course, the 3D reboot of Ninja Gaiden, traditionally a 2D NES series, began with Ninja Gaiden in 2004, one of the best games of the generation, and was exclusive to Xbox. The new dynamic background is available for all Xbox Series X and S users. No Game Pass required and no expiration date. That said, like the previous background releases for the pair of console, this one is quite minimal, so there's clearly some technical limitation or design guideline dictating this, because every dynamic background so far has been kind of like this. But Xbox fans are still impressed though. People on the internet calling it slick and ready to make it their home screen. And if you're looking for some feedback on Ninja Gaiden, then look no further than what people are kind of saying that went to Gamescom. And that's something that realistically a lot of people are talking about. So that's really cool to see. at the end of the day. Microsoft offering up some of these cool things. And listen, Ninja Gaiden, really, really cool stuff. Early kind of indications, which I'll link this because it's playable to the public during the Gamescom demo. There's no word on the demo coming to the Xbox store, but it'd be cool if it did. Someone said, played Ninja Gaiden 4 and crap, I somehow wasn't ready for the free demo. Beyond incredible, smooth and brutal combat, super stylish all around. This will be a major highlight. Another impression said, played a preview build of Ninja Gaiden 4 and it was the opening level. Or any indication, wow, non-stop action. October can't get here soon enough. Suffice to say, Ninja Gaiden 4 is shaping up to be one of this year's best games. To this end, it might be reckon that many people will be sporting this background. So yeah, really cool to see that at the end of the day. And Microsoft kind of doing their thing. This isn't the only one. Gears of War came out with one. Madden has one. They're always adding some cool free dynamic backgrounds, which is cool because like Microsoft back in the day, to be honest with you, they would have probably charged you for this kind of stuff. Like everything was a charge back in the day. So the fact that they're doing free dynamic backgrounds, pretty cool. I like seeing those things. I know a lot of you guys probably like seeing them as well. And at the end of the day, just really cool to see some more free stuff from Microsoft that we can all kind of get into and just enjoy and kind of have fun with. That's always like something that I say is pretty epic indeed, and nice to see as an Xbox fan myself. I know a lot of you guys are, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I'd also feel like I would be a little bit remiss if I didn't go out of my way to kind of mention some of the perpetually free games that are on Xbox. Right now, like some of these games they always offer. Perpetually is pretty much meaning that they're always free. And again, that's really cool to see. I like seeing that from Microsoft. At the end of the day, when you look at some of the stuff that they're able to kind of have or whatever, really nice to see that. Oh, my phone just linked and I'm not going to edit that out, so cool. Nice to see fans kind of come together with this kind of stuff. But Crackdown 1, Crackdown 2, both free. This is awesome. This is awesome to see. And awesome to see fans kind of go out of their way to kind of say, hey, this is a nice little thing. Obviously, Microsoft is a huge corporation. They can afford to do pretty much whatever the heck they want, and yet they're still like doing some of these freebies and things, which, like I said, I think is pretty cool. And at the end of the day, I think that really kind of helps fans to kind of appreciate what they have a little bit more. Just like listen. Like you got to be able to do things that people that went out of their way to spend money on your hardware can actually go out and enjoy and be able to kind of like have the ability to play some of these things and just get out there and do it. That's the thing. That's the main thing, right? It's just like make them feel wanted. It's like as an Xbox fan, there's happens to be a lot of times this generation that I just haven't felt wanted as a fan, and so that's something that everybody kind of looks at, and I think as gamers and as fans, we kind of look at this and we go, what in the world is going on, So I hope that kind of changes. I hope that Microsoft continues to do like some of the free stuff and gets all the fans excited about the future and what's going on and whatnot. But I don't know what the future holds for that, so we'll have to kind of see. And maybe Microsoft will be able to kind of get more free stuff for gamers, because it is an attractive thing, when you see like the free stuff, or when you see things that other people are having to pay money for. I think that's why Microsoft is in such a place that it is, that they have anybody on board with, like, because they have no exclusives. But I think one of the thing that they have is like the Game Pass situation. Is a lot of people look at that free, or they think of it's free and they look at that and they just go, oh man, that's the reason to get an Xbox or whatever. Because I know I brought it up. I'm like, what is the reason to own an Xbox right now? I think that it would be absolutely crazy to see that happen. And it's crazy to see that Microsoft is kind of behaving the way that this happens, but hey, you never know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys downloading and digging these awesome backgrounds? Are you excited for Ninja Gaiden 4? Are you a longtime Xbox fan? Like, just let me know what you guys think, man. I just love hearing from you guys in the comments below. You guys can, hit me up on Xbox or whatever. It's always fun doing these videos, and, whenever the free stuff comes up, I like doing the videos for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. As always, Crap Gamer out.